10 things you didn't know about Réunion Island. Hello Displorers, welcome back to another exciting video presented to you by Displorer, and thanks for watching. In this video we will take an in-depth look at one of Africa's most beautiful islands, Réunion Island. Réunion is an overseas department and region of the French Republic and is an island in the Indian Ocean, east of Madagascar and 175 kilometers southwest of Mauritius. In addition, the majority of the region's population speaks Réunion Creole. The country has a population of 859,000, spread across 2,511 kilometers of land. Administratively, Réunion is one of the overseas departments of France, and like the other 4 overseas departments, it is also one of the 18 regions of France, with the modified status of overseas region, and an integral part of the Republic with the same status as metropolitan France. Réunion is an outermost region of the European Union, and as an overseas department of France, it is part of the Eurozone. If you are new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. There are several aspects of this island which are not really popularized, and therefore the reason why we bring you 10 things you probably didn't know about Réunion Island. Number 1. Réunion was the first place in the world where the euro was used. The French island was actually the first place in the world to ever use the euro currency. At midnight on December 31, 2001, the first of roughly 304 million people in 12 countries began using euro notes in this tropical paradise. The euro is still the only currency accepted on the island. Given the region doubles as a department of France in an outermost part of the European Union, it was no surprise that it uses the same currency as its affiliates. Number 2. The Réunion Island had a long history of slavery. Arab traders were familiar with it by the name Dina Morgabin, Western Island. The island is possibly featured on a map from 1153 AD by Sharif el-Edrisi. The island might have also been visited by Swahili or Austronesian sailors on their journey to the west from the Malay Archipelago to Madagascar, but not much is known of Réunion's history prior to the arrival of Portuguese in the early 16th century. The island has been inhabited since the 16th century when people from France and Madagascar settled there. Despite the fact that slavery was abolished on the 20th of December 1848, and this date is still celebrated yearly on the island, indentured workers continue to be brought to Réunion from South India, among other places, however. From 1690 all the way through 1848, slavery was the name of the game, and most non-Europeans who came to the island wound up as servants. Even after slavery was abolished in 1848, most of the foreign workers that came to the island were indentured workers, and it was a while before the Barbaric Act could be stopped or at least reduced. Number 3. A national park covers almost half the island. The island is 63 kilometers long, 45 kilometers wide, and covers 2,512 kilometers square, of which Réunion's La Réunion National Park covers almost half of the entire island, and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, having been added in 2010. Inside the park, you can find rainforest, waterfalls, and incredible peaks and valleys, which are perfect for scenic hikes and other adventure activities. Cultivated land in cities like the capital city of Saint Denis are concentrated on the surrounding coastal lowlands. Offshore, part of the west coast is characterized by a coral reef system. Réunion also has 3 calderas, the Cirque de Salazie, the Cirque de Silaus, and the Cirque de Mafate. The last is accessible only on foot or by helicopter. Number 4. Réunion hosts many tropical and unique sand beaches. Réunion Island brags of several white and tropical beaches and azure areas, as well as unusually black and green sandy desert. It has some of the most unique beaches in the world, often equipped with barbecues, amenities, and parking spaces. Hermitage Beach is the most extensive and best preserved lagoon in Réunion Island, and a popular snorkeling location. It is a white sand beach lined with cassono trees, under which the locals often organize picnics. L'étang Salé on the west coast is a particularly unique beach as it is covered in black sand, consisting of tiny fragments of basalt. This occurs when lava contacts water. It cools rapidly and shatters into the sand and fragmented debris of various sizes. Much of the debris is small enough to be considered sand. Although spectacular, black sand tends to become very hot under the sun, and beachgoers are advised to protect their feet from the heat in the summer. Grand Anse is a tropical white sand beach lined with coconut trees in the south of Réunion, with a rock pool belt for swimmers, a pétanque playground, and a picnic area. Le Vieux Port in Saint-Philippe is a green sand beach consisting of tiny olivine crystals, formed by the 2007 lava flow, making it one of the youngest beaches on Earth. This beach only appeared in 2007 after a volcanic eruption, when the lava from Piton de la Fournaise poured into the ocean. Number 5. The territory is an active volcano. Réunion Island is located above a hot spot in the Earth's crust, and as a result, is an active volcano. The Piton de la Fournaise, a shield volcano on the eastern end of Réunion Island, rises more than 2,631 meters above sea level, and is sometimes called a sister to Hawaiian volcanoes because of the similarity of climate and volcanic nature. It has erupted more than 100 times since 1640 and is under constant monitoring, most recently erupting on 2nd of April 2020. During another eruption in April 27, the lava flow was estimated at 3 million meters cubed per day. The hotspot that forced Piton de la Fournaise also created the islands of Mauritius and Rodriguez. As one might expect in an area with volcanic activities, there are also some high mountains, and the Piton de Neige volcano, northwest of the Piton de la Fournaise, is the highest point on the island, at 3,070 meters above sea level. Collapsed calderas and canyons are southwest of the mountain. While the Piton de la Fournaise is one of Earth's most active volcanoes, the Piton de Neige is dormant. Its name is French for peak of snows, but snowfall on the summit of the mountain is rare. The slopes of both volcanoes are heavily forested. This is why travelers cannot approach the volcano at this time, but can only view it from Pas de Bellecombe. Le Piton de la Fournaise is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and has erupted 4 times in 2015 alone, and doesn't show any sign of stopping. Number 6. Réunion brews its own rum. It is common knowledge that rum is a favorite drink on Réunion Island, with 3 distilleries and a museum in Saint-Pierre that chronicles the history of it. But you probably didn't know that Réunion has its own locally brewed beer called Bourbon. Locally called La Dodo because the bottle features a logo with a dodo on it. It is made from local ingredients. This light and refreshing beer is produced in the island's capital, Saint-Denis, and the Creole slogan, La Dodo l'est là, or The Dodo is here, is seen displayed in colorful wall paintings, outside street corner cafes, in shop windows, and on signposts all over the island. This is a real unifying aspect of the people, as it is shared during happy occasions as well as the sad ones. Rum distillation contributes to the island's economy. A product of France, it is shipped to Europe for bottling, then shipped to consumers around the world. Number 7. Réunion distinct water and bird species. From the depths of the water to the sky of Réunion Island, there are natural wonders to behold, but it is not blessed with land mammals, as its largest land animal is the panther chameleon, Phociphore pardalis. Much of the west coast is ringed by coral reef with harbors, among other animals, sea urchins, conger eels, and parrotfish. Sea turtles and dolphins also inhabit the coastal waters. Humpback whales migrate north to the island from the Antarctic waters annually, during the southern hemisphere winter, to breed and feed, and can be routinely observed from the shores of Réunion during the season. At least 19 species formerly endemic to the Réunion have become extinct following human colonization. For example, the Réunion giant tortoise became extinct after being slaughtered in vast numbers by sailors and settlers of the land. Réunion is home to a variety of birds, such as the white-tailed tropic bird. Réunion Island is a birdwatcher's paradise, with 78 different species of birds. The most famous birds to spot are the mascarene swiftlet, zebra dove, a Réunion stone chat, or a white-tailed tropic bird. The seabirds here are quite fascinating as well and can usually be viewed from shore through a telescope. Number 8. It is mostly Roman Catholic. There are less than 1 million people on the Réunion island, and as of January 2020, the island has a population of 859,959 people. Réunion is somewhat of an anomaly in the region and is predominantly Roman Catholic, totaling 86% of the population. Over the centuries, most newcomers to the island were converted to Christianity, which has led to a very less diverse religious population. Number 9. Shark attacks are quite common. Given its small surfing community, the number of shark attacks in Réunion is quite surprising. Pound for pound is the deadliest place in the world for shark attacks, and sharks have been known to attack people in just 1.5 meters of water. Between 2010 and 2017, 23 shark attacks occurred in the waters of Réunion, of which 9 were fatal. In July 2013, the prefect of Réunion, Michael Lalande, announced a ban on swimming, surfing, and bodyboarding off more than half of the coast to mitigate the shark attacks on this small island. Lalande also said 45 bull sharks and 45 tiger sharks would be killed, in addition to the 20 already killed as part of the scientific research into the illness Ciguatera. Migrations of humpback whales contributed to a boom of whale-watching industries on Réunion, and watching rules have been governed by the OMAR, or Observatoire Marin de la Réunion, and GLOBIS, or Groupe Local d'Observation et d'Identification des Cétacés. If this activity is well developed, it could lead to a very prosperous tourist industry, which will lift the economy to at least some of its potentials. Number 10. The official language is not the only spoken language on the island. Even though French is the only official language of Réunion, Réunion Creole is the native language of a large part of the population and is spoken alongside French. Creole is used informally and orally in some administration offices, whereas the official language of any administration office, as well as education, is French. Because of the diverse population, other languages are also spoken, including Comorian language varieties, especially Shimaore. Malagasy is also recently used by immigrants from Mayotte and Madagascar, Mandarin, Hakka, and Cantonese by members of the Chinese community. But few people speak these languages as younger generations start to converse in French and Réunion Creole. There are a significant number of speakers of Indian languages, mostly Tamil, Gujarati, and Urdu. Arabic is taught in mosques and spoken by a small community of Muslims. Cantonese, Arabic, Tamil is also taught as an optional language in some schools. Dear Displorers, for staying with us to the end, here is a bonus fact for you. Number 11. Réunion has the world's greatest 24-hour rainfall. In a period of 24 hours, Réunion received 1,825 millimeters of rain in 1966. The island also posts several records for 2-day, 3-day, and up to 15-day record rainfalls, which is higher than any other place in the world. There you have it, Displorers. Those were the 10 things you probably didn't know about Réunion Island. Thanks for watching this video, and if you did enjoy, do well to give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends.